I started my business Ethique with the last $100 in my bank account, and a lot of people seem to hate that sentence, but it's true. Ethique is now available in 22 different countries and 8,000 retailers with a team around the world, and it has grown into something far bigger than I ever really thought it would be. But I started it in my kitchen with no idea what I was doing and certainly no money. I had just sold my two other companies. One was a confectionery company, one was an ordinary cosmetics company. Now people seem to think that means I was minted. I absolutely wasn't. Neither of the businesses made much money, and they simply really just paid their debts when I sold them. So I started Ethique at zero. I wanted to create a business that combined my passion for science, for business, and for protecting our planet into one. And that's where the idea of a consumer waste-free product came from. Something that people would use and buy and would continue to use and buy, because thankfully most people use soap or shampoo of some description, to create a business that changed the world. And well, we've definitely changed the beauty industry. So I sold my two companies. I had the idea for Ethique and I thought, how am I going to fund this? And to be honest, most people told me not to. Most people said, you've just graduated university, go and get a job, like a normal person. But I hate working for other people. It's a horrible character flaw, but I'm not very good at being told what to do. So I bought some ingredients, my last $100 in my bank account. And yes, you might say that's stupid, but I am so lucky to be surrounded by family support. When I say it was my last $100, I don't mean that it was either choosing between ingredients and food. That's not how that worked. I'm very lucky, very privileged that I had a family who supported me at the time. And not everybody has that. And I appreciate that. So with those ingredients, I started trialing some products. For weeks and weeks and weeks, I messed around with creating all sorts of things. I set a microwave on fire. Later on, I set crockpots on fire, but that's another story. And I continued to test on my poor friends and family. Now, I have a biochemistry degree, so it wasn't just some random person figuring out ingredients. I knew cosmetic chemistry, but solid stuff was different. Solid stuff was unusual. It was not something that people really had much of an idea about, because bar the odd company, solid shampoos weren't around, and certainly not formulated like how I formulated Ethique. Eventually, I landed on that first beautiful formula. At the time, it was called Damage Control. You may now know it as Mintacy, and actually the formula has never changed in the 10 years since launch. Of course, once I had a formula, how was I going to sell it? How was I going to get a business off the ground with no money? Well, back then, Facebook was quite different. It wasn't like it is now. There was no paid advertising. There was no pay to play. You could post something on your business page and the people who followed you would see it. So I used Facebook to its full potential. Again, I was very lucky to have started a business in that era. I also used community message boards and forums, talked about my product. I got my friends and family to talk about it. And you know what? It took off. People really loved the idea. They really loved the products. But you know why it took off? It was because I had a vision and a mission for changing the world. And this is why I'm so hot on people having a purpose, having a vision. I'm sure that I sound boring, but if you have a purpose beyond just making money, people are so excited to join you. Your people, your target audience, whoever they are, they will want to help you spread the word because they think your business is the shit. So my number one tip, if you are starting a business and you don't have any money, just like I didn't, is have a purpose, because you will engender press, you will engender loyalty, you will engender people talking about your product in all areas, and that's how you will start to grow. Sure, starting with less money means you will grow slower, but only to begin with. I post a video about business stuff every single week, trying to dispel the absolute nonsense that I was taught when I was a young entrepreneur. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear me talk about something in particular.